Yeah, Siddhi, you can start.
Yeah, okay. A very good evening to everyone. I hope all of you are doing well. So, today we are going to solve some MCQs which are based on the CNS, Central Nervous System. So, especially we are trying to cover the Medicam part. Okay, so let's move towards the questions. Okay, so our first question is, chlorpromazine is effective as an antiemetic by. So as we all know that the chlorpromazine is used to treat the symptoms of schizophrenia and the other psychotic disorder as well. And this chlorpromazine is also give the antiemetic effect. But how? By depressing the emetic chemoreceptor trigger zone, that is nothing but the CTZ. So it blocks the chemoreceptor trigger zone. And so the answer is blocking the CTZ, that is blocking the chemoreceptor trigger zone. But the option B, that is depressing vomiting center and decrease the nervous input from the vestibular apparatus to the vomiting center. These two options are not correct because the chlorpromazine is antagonized the apomorphine-induced vomiting only. It is not used as an antiemetic in normal vomiting condition. It is only used in apomorphine-induced vomiting condition. So the answer is option A, that is by blocking the chemoreceptor trigger zone. Okay. The next question is, which of the following CNS stimulant has piperidine ring in their structure? So our first option is meperidine. So what is the structure of meperidine? It is having one benzene ring. Here is one carbon, which is attached to the piperidine ring. And here is ester. Okay, it means meperidine has the piperidine ring. Whereas what is amphetamine ka structure? Amphetamine is having benzene with amine. So it does not have piperidine ring. The next one is caffeine. Caffeine is this, which is having the xanthine ring. It does not have the piperidine ring. Oh, sorry. Okay, so this is the caffeine, which does not have the piperidine ring. Whereas sildenafil is what? Sildenafil is having 5-membered ring with 2 nitrogens and 1 oxygen. Diazoxygen, which is attached with 1 NH minus, whereas this nitrogen is attached with this whole bulky group. Here is 1 phenyl. So you can see out of these 4, only meperidine has the piperidine ring in their structure. So the answer is option A, meperidine. Next question. Following statement are true for dopamine receptor. So the first statement is D2 receptor is implicated in schizophrenia. So D2 receptor subfamily has been implicated in schizophrenia. So this statement is true. The second statement is D4 receptor shows marked polymorphism in human. Yes, it shows. So this statement is also true. The third statement is behavioral effects are because of dopamine antagonist agent. No, The behavioral effects are because of dopamine agonistic agent. So this statement is false. Whereas the fourth statement is dopamine does not act on CTZ. As we have saw in first question, it acts by CTZ. So this option is also false. So statement A and B both are correct. So the answer is option A, and B. Okay. Next question. Which of the following is direct serotonin agonist? Okay. So the first is that is fluoxetine. Fluoxetine is the selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. It means it is serotonin antagonist. Right? Whereas the sumatriptan is the serotonin agonist. It is agonist, which is useful in condition of migraine headache. Okay. And the amitriptyline and ondansetron, both of them are serotonin reuptake inhibitor. It means both of them are antagonists. They are asking about the direct serotonin agonist. So the answer is option B, sumatriptan. Okay. Next question. Which of the following does not increase the susceptibility of a nerve fiber to conduction blockade by a local anesthetics? So, faster conducting C fibers. Faster conducting C fibers are more susceptible for the conduction blocked by local anesthetics. Out of these four options, the myelination, then high firing rate, and location in the periphery of nerve are increase the susceptibility of the nerve fiber for conduction blocked by local anesthetic. Okay. So, which does not increases the susceptibility? Short action potential does not increase the susceptibility of the nerve fiber. So the answer is option C. Next question. Which one of the following H1 receptor antagonist is sedative? So these all are which one? The levocetirizine, loratadine, and fexofenadine. These three are non-sedating H1 receptor antagonists, non-sedating. Whereas the doxylamine is the sedating H1 receptor antagonist. They are asking about the sedative. So the answer is option D. Okay. Next, move towards the next question. That is anti-epileptic, which is chemically derived from tricyclic antidepressant. Tricyclic, it means 3 cycles, 3 rings in the structure. They had given first option as phenytoin. What is phenytoin? What is the structure of phenytoin? It is this. It is having 2 phenyl rings, okay, which is attached with this 5-membered ring, right? So you can see there are 3 members, but these 3 members are not fused one. Okay. In case of ethosuximide, this is the ethosuximide. It is having only 1 ring. The third one is carbamazepine. Carbamazepine is having 2 phenyl rings, and in between the third ring is there, which is attached with the amide group. That is NH2C double bond. And here is unsaturation. So you can see in carbamazepine, there are 3 rings which are fused. So tricyclic antidepressant is carbamazepine. Okay. Next question. Glutethimide is a sedative hypnotic. The basic nucleus present in it is, so let's see the structure of glutethimide. Glutethimide is having one phenyl ring which is attached with the piperidine ring. Okay. So you can see this is the piperidine ring. So the first option is piperidine. Okay. So glutethimide is a sedative hypnotic. The basic nucleus present in it is piperidine. So the answer is option A. Next question. The diagnostic triad of opioid overdose is. So out of these all, comma, depressed respiration and meiosis. These are the diagnostic triad. You have to remember this, comma, depressed respiration and meiosis. Opioids are regulated drugs that have been pain relieving effect, and they can cause the severe adverse effects as well as the dependence. Okay, so the diagnostic triad are coma, depressed respiration and meiosis. So the answer is option B. Okay, the next question. The major metabolite of imipramine is desipramine, which differs in structure from former in. So let's see the structure of imipramine as well as the desipramine. Imipramine structure is this. Similar with the chlorpromazine, you can see. This nitrogen is with this amine. Okay, whereas this imipramine is also having the 3 cycles, 3 rings, which are fused, and the only difference is in imipramine there are 2 methyl, whereas in this imipramine there is only 1 methyl. Okay, so metabolism by demethylation, and the enzyme is CYP3A4. Okay, so differs in structure from former in which position? N-methyl, option B, N-methyl group. Okay. Next question. Azaspirodecanedione agents are primarily used in treatment of. So azaspirodecanedione derivative example is buspirone. Okay, so buspirone is primarily used for anxiety, whereas the second line treatment in case of depression. Okay, so they are asking about the primarily used in treatment of, so the answer is anxiety. Don't mark depression. It is a secondary. Okay, so the answer is anxiety. Next question. Which of the following is an active form of cocaine? The first option is propanocaine. Propanocaine is the benzyl alcoholic derivative as a local anesthetic. The igonine is the tropane derivative which is found in coca leaves. Okay, and it is an active form of cocaine. So propanoquine is the benzyl alcohol derivative, whereas agonine is the tropine derivative, whereas the atropine is the anti-muscarinic agent, and the pseudococaine is an impurity which in illicit cocaine. So they are asking the active form of cocaine. So the answer is option B, agonine. Okay. Next question. Which of the following CNS stimulant is used in pediatric medicine? Pediatric medicine. For improving the communication with the child, increases the ability to study and communication with peers, and improves the school performance. So, first we will talk about the Meridil. Meridil is used to treat the children which are suffering with the ADHD syndrome. ADHD syndrome is what? Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, in which the children lacks attention and are hyperactive. And this Meridil will help them to relax and communicate in a better way. Okay, so this Meridil is used in above condition as a CNS stimulant. Next option they had given is paracetam. Paracetam is not a CNS stimulant. So answer ho hi nahi sakta. The next one is bemegride. So bemegride is specially used to initiate the tremors when in the case of clinical trials, when animals are sending for the experiment. So in that case, it is used to initiate the tremor. So no relation with the ADHD syndrome or with the pediatric medicines. Okay. The next option is amphetamine. Amphetamine is the CNS stimulant. It is also used in the treatment of depression, then ADHD syndrome, but it is most abused drug. And only because of this reason, the amphetamine is not a good choice for ADHD. Okay, so the best drug out of these four is Meridil. Okay, option A. Next question. Methylxanthine derived psychostimulant is. So methylxanthine ring is which one? We will see. Here is NH. Again it is attached with 5-membered ring. This is with NH. Here is double bond O. Methylxanthine. That's why this nitrogen is having methyl. If it is only xanthine, then this nitrogen is with hydrogen. Here is double bond. So this is the methylxanthine ring. Okay. See, this is the structure of caffeine. You can see the methylxanthine ring. First, third position, nitrogen, 5-membered with 2. Okay. The only difference is in methylxanthine ring here is NH, whereas in xanthine here is CH3. But it is having the methylxanthine as a basic scaffold. The second is sidnocarb. This is the structure of sidnocarb. No relation with methylxanthine ring. It is having 2 phenyl rings. Okay. The next is amphetamine. This is the amphetamine. This is having the phenyl ring which is attached with, no relation with the methylxanthine. And the next one is the Meridil. As we have saw in second MCQ, Meridil is having the piperidine ring. It does not have the methylxanthine ring. So the methylxanthine derived psychostimulant is nothing but the caffeine. Okay, so the answer is option A. Next question. Hypnotic activity in number of carbon atoms for both substituents at C5 in between. So we will see the basic scaffold of hypnotics is this. Six-membered ring with 2 nitrogen. This is with H. This is with any one alkyl group. Okay. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. C5 position. So they are talking about R5 and R5 dash. So the sum of these carbon atoms of both substituents at C5 should be between 6 and 10 in order to attain the optimal hypnotic activity. So the answer is option D. Okay. Next question. Determine the correctness or otherwise of the following assertion and the reason. So A is the assertion that is bupropion can be used as an anti-smoking drug, whereas the reason they had given is it promotes the DA is what dopamine and NA is norepinephrine uptake in brain. So bupropion is a prescription medicine. It is approved by FDA. For what purpose? To help people for quit the smoking. And bupropion is dopamine and norepinephrine reuptake inhibitor. See, both of them are reuptake inhibitor. It means what? They promote the uptake of dopamine as well as the norepinephrine in brain. So they are talking about promotion. So it promotes the dopamine and norepinephrine uptake in brain. It means what? Both of them are correct. So the answer is option A. You will get confused over here. See, both of them are reuptake inhibitor. Reuptake inhibitor. It means what? They promote the uptake. Okay. Next question. Neuroleptic analgesia can be converted to neuroleptic anesthesia by the administration of what? So this thing you have to remember, you should know actually. The nitrous oxide in oxygen, that is N2O in oxygen, is a valuable agent because it makes effect of analgesia as well as the anesthesia. And this neuroleptic analgesia can be converted to neuroleptic anesthesia by the administration of nitrous oxide and oxygen. So the answer is option C. Next question. Desmethyldiazepam is an active metabolite of what? So the we will see the active metabolites of all these four options. First is diazepam. The active metabolites are nordiazepam, temazepam, okay, then oxazepam. Okay, whereas flurazepam has the active metabolite and desalkyl flurazepam. Okay, whereas lorazepam by glucuronide conjugation and oxazepam as well. They are asking about the desmethyldiazepam. Now you will say, where is desmethyldiazepam? Nordiazepam Nordiazepam is nothing but the desmethyldiazepam. So it is the active metabolite of diazepam. It means the desmethyldiazepam is an active metabolite of diazepam, option A. Next question. Following biogenic amine neurotransmitter has been implicated in the pathogenesis of migraine. So histamine, then tyramine, phenylethylamine. These all have been related most frequently in case of migraine. Now you can determine the answer, detect the answer. Histamine, 5-HT. So the answer is option A. Next question. Which of the following drug is chemically different but acts similar to tricyclic antidepressant? First option is maprotilene. We will see the structure of all these four options. First is maprotilene. This is a tricyclic NH with one methyl group. Whereas clomipramine, this is clomipramine. Chlorine is there. N with 2 alkyl substituent. Imipramine, here is nitrogen, 2 benzene rings, 2 alkyl groups on nitrogen. Protriptyline, in protriptyline, here is unsaturation. Same as maprotilene, it is having only one alkyl group on nitrogen. You can see clomipramine, imipramine, protriptyline, all are having similar structure. But this maprotilene is having bridge. So maprotilene is different. It is chemically different, but it acts in a similar way to tricyclic antidepressant. So on basis of this, we can conclude the maprotilene is chemically different but acts similar to tricyclic antidepressant. So the answer is option A. Okay. Thank you so much for attending this session. Thank you.